Alright, what's going on everyone? Anthony here with AC Toys and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are reviewing the last figure that I needed to complete my In-Space team, and that is the Power Rangers Lightning Collection In-Space Pink Racer. Now, I finally found Cassie in Target. I found it with the eye guide that I just reviewed the other day. And yes, I also found Tanya, the Yellow Zeo Ranger, but I will review that figure next. But as you can see here, this is your standard Power Rangers Lightning Collection figure box. The window display up front, artwork on the side, Power Rangers Lightning Collection In Space Pink Ranger. You have more of that artwork that wraps around the side. You have Power Rangers In Space logo up top. As you can see here, the artwork for the In Space Pink Ranger is correct, unlike the, the A Squad box art where they just basically recolored all the same helmets. On the box you have a 3D rendering of the figure in a pose, more of the artwork on the side, pink at the top, legalese at the bottom, and here you go. Here is the barcode for anybody that needs it. And yeah, enough rambling on. What do you say we crack her open and see how cool she actually is? All right, and here we have Cassie out of packaging, and well, as you can see, she just looks like the rest of them. But before we get into her, what do you say we take a quick look at her accessories, because she only comes, because she only comes with a few if she would just stay standing. All right, so on her out of packaging, she has her two kind of like grippy hands on her. She also comes with one karate chop hand and one closed-fisted punching hand. So nothing new. We haven't seen, not that we haven't seen these before. And then she comes with her standard, what is this? The Astral Blaster. So she could just port it right into there if you want to have her shooting, or if not, it is holstered right here on the side. It'll go in. Mine's a little warped out of packaging, and there you go. Gun holstered. Now she also comes with her signature weapon. I believe this is called the Satellite Stunner. Could be wrong, but as you can see here, it is just basically a silver molded plastic with some pink details painted on it, and then the black painted handles, which I'm not a big fan of these black painted bits because they just tend to rub off. But overall, pretty good looking piece. Not too much in terms of paint details, but we do have a new effect piece that just kind of ports into there like so, and then it has a blasting effect. So that's pretty cool actually. As you guys are well aware, I'm not a big fan of these unless they are unique, and this is pretty unique, and it makes the actual figure better overall, not just a little add-on. So that's pretty cool right there, and you can just port that into her hand like so, and then yeah, there you go. Not too bad. So I'm gonna leave that off to the side for now, and then take a look at the last accessories that she comes with, and it is her Carly head. I'm sorry, I mean Cassie head. If a lot of you guys are well aware, in the promo images, this was basically, it looked a lot like Carly from the iCarly show. And it still kind of does, but in person it's not as iCarly-ish as it is in the rendering photos, which is why I tend to stop judging the head sculpts based off the render photos. But it still, in my opinion, doesn't look like Cassie. It just doesn't capture her in my mind. Like if you looked at that, you wouldn't think that was Cassie's head sculpt. So it's not that great. The hair sculpt is amazing though. They have this nice little ponytail or braid sculpted into the head, and it looks phenomenal. Like overall, it's a great head sculpt. Does it look like Cassie? No, not even a little bit. So just go ahead and pop this off carefully, because mine seems to be already cracking along the seam, so that's kind of unfortunate. And then you go ahead and pop this on like so, and there you go. Let me see if I can get this focused. There you go. So I mean, like I said, it's a great looking head sculpt. Is it Cassie? No, not really. Is it close enough? Maybe. You know, that's all going to vary on your opinion. But overall, it's still a good looking head sculpt. It's not goofy looking like Ashley's was. So that's a nice addition. My figure at least, has really a hard time standing. But yeah, those are the accessories that she comes with. So what do you say we take a closer look at the details of this figure? So taking a closer look at the details, obviously let me get a closer look at this head sculpt. Like I said, it's not a bad head sculpt by any stretch of the means. It's a good looking head sculpt. The hair sculpt is amazing. It's a nice dark brown hair. As I mentioned earlier, the braided sculpt right here is phenomenal. The way it kind of arches over her shoulders is really nice. Her cheekbones are molded in very nicely, or sculpted in very nicely. Overall, it's a great figure. There is almost a slight metallic-ish thing going on her pink suit. It's not like super noticeable, like say the metallic Pink Ranger is, but there's definitely a little sheen to it going on, kind of like how the Black Ranger had a little sheen to it, if you guys remember my In Space review. So that's a nice touch. It's not all over. It just seems to be on this torso right here, which is probably why, and it's not picking up on camera, but in person, under my fluorescent lights, there is definitely different shades of pink going on here. So it kind of looks like whatever the metallic pink that they use for the body is not carried throughout on the arms. So you do have some different shading going on. So it's a bit darker in the chest, a little bit in the skirt. Like it's almost three different versions, like dark, semi-dark, and then bright. So that is kind of a pain. And then I know in a lot of the promo photos, the white stripe was missing. And a lot of people were freaking out, but it looks like they did finally add it to the final product, which it does match all of the other Rangers except for Ashley, where Ashley's the whole shoulder is white. The whole shoulder is supposed to be white. That is screen accurate. And that the white stripe is not screen accurate, which is carried over throughout all the other Rangers, which I don't mind. As I've mentioned many times before, screen accuracy is important, but what's more important to me is uniformity. So if they can just get it all wrong consistently, I'd be okay. But they were so close with this figure. The only thing that's different is the yellows where the shoulder is full white, but I'll get more into that later. Overall, it's a very basic, in space design. You have the white stripe going around the back. You have the skirt right here where it's slit down the middle so you can have some posability. The V going down here is okay. It is a little paint mishap going on. It's not fully painted gold. That's the only thing. The squares on her chest are painted in very decently. Yeah, no mishaps on mine. Black's a little uneven, but that is just a minor nitpick. The yellow around her neck is painted in decently. There's some splotching right there. And as I mentioned, there's a crack already starting to like go around the seam of her neck, so I got to be careful ripping that off. And then as for the helmet, as you can see here, it is the correct design for the In-Space pink helmet where it's more ovalish. I think it's more oval in the show. It's not coming to a point right here. I'm sorry, move that out of the way so I can focus on this. So see here, it's a tiny point, which is no big deal. They got it overall design. If you want, you could probably just like go in there and scratch off the black until it rounds out. Yeah, overall mine's painted in nice. I know they tend to have a hard time painting these In-Space helmet. The white lines tend to be uneven if you don't get lucky enough to have seen multiples across your store, but I was lucky. This was the only figure they had, but the In-Space helmet is painted on just fine. As you can see here, it is painted all across, the white going around. The little vent moldings right there. Nice gloss black up here. And let me go ahead and pull this head off carefully. Hopefully nothing breaks. There we go. Put that head to the side. Put this back on. And it's actually quite funny. Most of the time the Rangers seem to have no neck. But then for whatever reason the female Rangers tend to seem like they have too tall of a neck. But yeah, there you go. Basically In-Space design that we've seen 6 other times now. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into Articulation. So jumping into Articulation is your standard female Power Rangers Lightning Collection Articulation. You have the full head 360. We'll go like that. A little side to side actually, so not too bad right there. We'll look up a very good amount Look down, the same good amount. Shoulders will go up about that far. Rotate full 360. Does have butterfly joints, so it'll go forward not too far. Back a very good amount, an unnatural amount, I would say. No upper bicep swivel, single jointed elbows, so you won't get a full rotation, but you get a decent enough. We'll rotate at the elbows full 360. Wrist hinging will go in about that far, out about that far, and full 360. You have an upper diaphragm, so we'll rock side to side, turn left to right, full 360 if need be. We'll make it look down an okay amount, look back an okay amount. Then you have your lower ab crunch, which honestly doesn't go far. That is about it. And then if you bend the torso, that's how far it goes back. And then if you bend it back, it goes back that far with the torso that far. Then of course you have the legs on a ball joint. The skirt is split, but it's still not a full not a full split right there. You do have the upper thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, still pinned, has the boot cuff rotation, and your ankle rockers, left, right, up, down, pegals at the bottom. So this is your standard typical Power Rangers Lightning collection. I know a lot of people ask me, why do I still go through Articulation? Because you never know when they decide to change it, if I find something new, or if this is your first video and you aren't aware of it. So this is why I go through the same motions over and over. Anyways, so let's go ahead and jump into some size comparisons. And here we have it. I think this will be the only size comparison you guys are going to need to see or want to see. So basically, this is the full core team plus the 6 Ranger completed. I know they've completed a few villain teams or whatever, but this is my second fully completed team. Obviously MMPR was the first one that was completed. Red, blue, yellow, pink, black, green, white, and then Rocky, Aisha, and Adam, what have you. But if you don't count the Psycho Rangers, you don't count the A Squad, this is my second team completed. I don't have Zeo Pink yet. I do have Zeo Yellow, which the review will be coming out after this one. Hopefully Pink will ship from GameStop sometime soon. But other than that, it is finally great to have these figures completed. They're going to look great on my display shelf. Is she a smash? Is she a pass? Obviously, to complete the In-Space team, you are definitely going to have to smash on her. The head sculpt's not that bad. Not the most Casey looking head sculpt they have, or probably ever going to have, maybe when Turbo comes out. Who knows? But until next time, guys, remember to like, comment, subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps this channel out. And until next time, later.